Now, just shifting gear, days after Ramanujan College in Delhi University started a course on Bhagavad Gita, the Democratic Teachers Front has made strong allegations against the principal, Professor S.P. Agrawal. A teachers' association has raised strong objections, alleging they have been asked to stay on beyond their work hours, that it has been made mandatory for them, and that it is discriminatory. The course has been designed for a period of 20 days where classes will be held every day for 2 hours from 4:30 to 6:30 in the evening. The principal, Professor Sumant Prakash Agarwal, joins us at this point. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. My first question, quite obviously, has to be, what is this course that you have introduced, sir, and why?
Let me tell you, actually 3 months ago, governing body decided that we will set up a center known as Bharatam on Indian knowledge system. And this was to be launched on 22nd December, which is our foundation day. That happens to be the Gita Jayanti as well as the birth anniversary of great Sri Nivasa Ramanujan. So accordingly, we launched one course under that center, that is Understanding Gita and its relevance in education. And it was also thought that let us sensitize first the college staff on relevance of Gita, because this is important in view of NEP 2020, as there are a lot of courses which are to be taught under skill enhancement and value-added courses on Indian knowledge system.
Right. Indian identity is definitely beyond just one religion, sir, but college teachers, unions and non-teaching staff have raised strong objections that it is beyond their teaching hours, after work hours, that it is mandatory, it will impact their career if they don't attend.
It is not really like that. Let me tell you, first of all, we are all government employees. We need to work 24 hours a day. It is not that beyond work hours. Okay. Number two.
No, sir. Government employees, it doesn't mean you have to work 24 hours. That is
well,
not
we are supposed to. Even if, let us say, Prime Minister is asking for a cabinet meeting at 11 o'clock, shall we refuse? No minister can refuse. Okay. So this is not right. This statement should be corrected, that we can be asked to work at any time. That is one. Number two, it was not mandatory at all. I said, this is to sensitize our teaching, non-teaching staff. Moreover, they had a choice either to join it offline or online. Moreover, if anybody has to go somewhere, anybody is on LTC or any other, they are not necessarily joining. Today also only 30 to 40% staff has joined the program. So there is no question of mandatory or making it compulsory or coercive attitude in this. As I told you, again, the very simple idea was just to sensitize the teaching community and to empower them to use this knowledge in their classrooms. Because most of the time we hear complaints from students that, okay, teacher says that student doesn't come, students say teacher is not giving anything, why should we go to the class? So this is a kind of a training program, and this can also be used in their elevation to the higher levels, because it's a certificate-cum-refresher course on Bharatiya Gyan Parampara based on Gita.
So when you say something like this, that's what they are saying. Not attending this is going to be clearly affecting.
No, I did not say that. You are putting words into my mouth. No, I did not say that.
The teachers have called your latest move as sectarian and divisive. These are the exact words that the association has used.
No, they have not written to you. Who are those sections of the teachers? Nobody has come to me. None of my staff has made any complaint to me. Nobody has written any email to me. Why the press is taking so much interest in such a situation, which is a very noble cause? We are trying to train, sensitize the staff to be effective in teaching pedagogy. This is the relevance.
See, Professor Agrawal, I'm going to quote some things that the teachers have said. That Professor Agrawal has abused the powers vested in him to make it compulsory for them to register for the course. Is this correct?
Sectarian beliefs.
That's what I'm saying. You are not understanding. They don't understand what it is. There is no question of sectarian belief. I have invited Governor of Kerala for this course. Where is the sectarian relief? So, misunderstanding, misinterpreting, misjudgment doesn't mean anything.
They're alleging teachers appointed in last 1 year have to attend mandatory offline courses, while others can attend online or offline, and that all of this is extremely discriminatory.
They are misinterpreting and you are also misinterpreting. This is not correct. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining us. That was the principal of the college where this new initiative has been taken, where there's courses which have been started for after teaching hours. That's between 4:30 and 6:30. On Bhagavad Gita, and that the principal claims is something to initiate or enhance the Indian knowledge system, to sensitize the teachers, the teaching as well as the non-teaching staff. But there's been strong opposition from those within the college. Many of them have said that this is absolutely unacceptable, that even after work hours, you're making it compulsory or mandatory for them to attend, something that the principal himself has refuted while he was talking to us. But that's the allegations that the teachers are raising. They're also concerned that the fact that it is after 4:30 to 6:30 on an issue like this, if they don't attend, the repercussions could be very clear for their career. And we'll try and get you a response to this. But meanwhile, this is not just one incident. There have been several such incidents of discontent among educational institutions with certain measures that have been taken. In this case, the principal clearly saying that this is something that has been told to him by the foundation authorities, by those who are part of the management, that this initiative has to be taken. But questions being raised about initiatives like this, which the teachers have alleged as being extremely divisive and something that cannot be made mandatory. The principal, of course, saying that it is not mandatory, but teachers saying the way it has been panned out, if they don't attend, this could affect them. Something, again, that the principal has completely rejected while responding to us. But we'll also try and get you a voice, somebody who can break this down, that what this really means within the academia, what it means when you have an initiative like this after work hours, whether it be for teachers or for students, even if it is not mandatory, could there be indirect repercussions of not attending this? Of course, the principal has clearly said if you attend this, this could be good for your promotions. But as is the case, you have to do refresher courses to get your promotions. So not doing this and doing some other refresher course could just about be the solution. But teachers are worried this may just about have a backlash. Right. And we're being told that a Professor Tanveer Elias is going to join us shortly. But our focus continues right now on this story. You just heard what the principal has said. Professor Tanveer joins us right now. Professor, the principal has just spoken to us, Principal Agrawal, and he has said that a government organization or a government office, if you're a government employee, it means you're working 24/7. You don't have any after work hours. How correct is this?
No. University, one has to be very clear about the fact that university is slightly different from government organizations. When he says government, it is basically meant for those people who are working in ministries. So that's what government is. Universities are autonomous. Universities are
no. He says it's a government. He's a government employee and all the teachers are government employees.
No,
That's the term
we are
used.
it's not, we are state employees. We are not government employees. In fact, ministry is also state employees, right? So I think one will have to be very clear when we use this kind of words, right? Even ministry, even politicians, even leaders also, they get their money, their salary from the state exchequer, right? So we are state employees. We are not government employees in that sense, right? Just like you have ministry, when you say government, it's a very narrow and restricted word, right? We are government employees, yes, of course. We are state employees, but we are university employees. We are university teachers, right? And therefore, on behalf, the work
Right.
of university is very much different from the work of bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, we are not bureaucrats, right? We are teachers, and teachers have a lot of work actually, in a sense that the time which is mandated for us, for the teachers in the university is very clear, right? The kind of MOU or the kind of contract that we have signed, right, with the university and of course with the university bodies and the government bodies, the kind of contract that we have signed, it's very clear that what are the work that we have to do in the university. So I think
Right.
that's a misnomer, to club teachers as a government employees.
In this case, it's the
Similarly,
principal
the
who
way
seems to have a
bureaucrats are,
misnomer.
Yeah.
Right. Professor, let me just ask you, the principal has very clearly said that it is not mandatory to attend these classes, which are between 4:30 to 6:30. But does it really work in that sense? Because teachers have claimed that it has been made mandatory for non-teaching staff and even for those who have just joined, say, in last 1 year.
This is for the first time, perhaps this might have happened, that any certificate course or refresher course or anything of that sort is being forced. It's mandatory. No, never refresher course has been mandatory. Even UGC, which gives us mandatory, which gives us refresher courses, that those are also not mandatory actually, because one has the options to do it or not
Right.
to do it.
So just one question before we just one question. The principal has said it is not mandatory, but I'm trying to understand the teachers making these allegations or the non-teaching staff making these allegations. Could it also be that they are worried about the ramifications if they do not attend a session like this?
Let me clarify this whole thing. Because if you ask a teacher who has been employed within the last year, so those teachers are on probation period, right? So the probationers, if you ask them to do anything, because they have not become permanent right now. It's a probation period. So you ask them to do whatever the administration would ask them to do, all sorts of unacademic, irrational work that they would perhaps would like to do it, because they are forced. They may not like to do it, but they would be forced to do it because of the fact that end of the year they have their contract has to be signed and therefore they have to become permanent. So I think it's very mischievous act. Let me put it like this. This is a statement that those teachers who are employed within the last year, and particularly let me tell you, it's anti-women. Right, you are asking, because teachers, you have large number of women there. You are asking teachers to stay back till 6:30. They have to go back home. It's a harassment, right? Suddenly you come up with a circular saying this to women teachers and non-teaching also, that you stay back till 6:30 because I don't know what time they'll reach home. So it is harassment, simple harassment, right?
Right. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. We just hope that this issue finds a reasonable solution and the teaching as well as the non-teaching staff would be able to deal with this in an environment which will really be conducive for everyone, including the students as well. Thank you very much for joining us.
Any such course need to be in a consensus manner, right? So there must be consensus. Otherwise,
absolutely,
it would seem as a fiat or a diktat. Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.